Is the State Department's declaration of genocide by ISIS making any difference for Christians in the Middle East? What action has been taken since then? And what is life like today for Christians and other religious minorities? Patrick Kelly, Vice President of Public Policy for the Knights of Columbus, joins us. Also, Kirsten Evans, Executive Director in Defense of Christians, is with us. So you just returned from the Middle East. What was it like? What did you witness there in those camps?
Yeah, Brian, we did. My staff and I had the real honor of going to visit some of the refugees that have fled from ISIS that are now living both in Lebanon as well as in Iraqi Kurdistan. It's hard to put into words what we witnessed. I think the two words that come to mind are both suffering and dignity. Right? These are people that have suffered enormously. They had, many of them, they tell you the stories. They had 1, 2, or 3 hour notice to leave. They packed a suitcase, got their families, and they left their homes usually thinking they would be back in a week or 2 weeks. It's now been almost 2 years, and they're living as refugees in foreign countries.
Pope Francis said pretty much the same. He saw a lot of suffering, especially among the children. Has any action been taken, Patrick, since this genocide declaration?
There has been action. In fact, a hearing today on the Hill is an important step. That wouldn't have happened without the genocide declaration. Now what we need to do is keep up the pressure and continue to investigate. The genocide is an ongoing situation. It's not, so we need to keep up the pressure on it. The U.S. government can continue to investigate through the variety of means that it has, but also at the UN. The UN Security Council can refer ISIS to the International Criminal Court, which can further investigate and also refer ISIS to prosecution if events develop in that direction.
So it's not just Christians being persecuted, it's all religious minorities. You talked with religious leaders. What do you hear from them?
We did. So we were blessed to have meetings with almost all of the major patriarchs in the region, religious leaders in the region. One of the things that I think struck us as most interesting is that across Orthodox, Catholic, Assyrian, Syrian, they all had the same message. They had 2 asks from us. The first was to help them to alleviate the immediate suffering of these communities. The churches have absorbed an enormous amount of refugees themselves and are trying to meet those needs out of Christian charity, and they simply can't. So they're asking for aid, for help, for programs, for education, for anything we can give them. But the second thing that they were asking, and that we found really interesting across the board, is our communities want to return home. We want international protection. Our people want to go back. They want to live in their native homeland. They want to live in their ancestral homeland. Help us get our people back to the place where they belong.
Well, everyone wants a future. How do you think we can help these Christians especially see that they do have a future?
I think, well, a key way is humanitarian assistance. And one way to do that is through the Knights of Columbus Refugee Relief Program. And I would urge everyone to go to christiansAtRisk.org.
You've raised a lot of money.
We've raised $10 million so far for direct aid to Christians. But I think also we need to work, I think the U.S. government and all of civil society needs to work to end the discrimination against Christians and other minorities that's endemic in the society there. That's a very, very important step.
All right, Patrick Kelly with the Knights of Columbus, Kirsten Evans in Defense of Christians. Thank you both and your organizations for the good work you do, and thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian.